Hello YouTube and welcome to episode 8 of my F1 2014 career. We are in Austria and about to start the GP here. We're going to go straight out to qualifying. We made it into Q3, so which was amazing considering the McLaren is absolute shit in terms of downforce. Obviously the famous Red Bull ring. We're going to go straight to our fastest lap of the session. This is lap 2. So we did actually manage to get into a 108, but I think we did a 109 overall. So let's just go through the lap. Obviously first corner, screwed it up a bit there on the first corner there. Obviously it went a bit in too hot, which resulted in a slower exit overall as we come up to this long straight going uphill, and brake as soon as you just hit after the 100-meter board down into second gear and just slowly ease it back out as you go down the hill. And you also get DRS enabled, so really need to go into rich mode for this to optimise the full down speed. Obviously gravity's on your side down here. 100-meter board once again down to third gear, let the car just slide through and go down to the outside and downhill once again before you get a quick flick to the left hand corner. That's going to be a fourth gear, sometimes even fifth depending on how good your downforce is. And this bit here, just come off the gas a tiny bit, no brakes, and just let it ride out. Went a bit on the grass there, which also led to a bit of time lost. We're 0.6 seconds faster than our previous one, and this is the best corner out of the entire thing. Down to fourth gear, just a little flick to the right, and DRS enabled once again, and across the line. That's a 109.7, which puts us in 5th place overall. We'll see you in the race. So here we are, the Australian Grand Prix, or Austrian Grand Prix rather. Lewis Hamilton's in first place as usual with Rosberg behind. We maintain that 5th spot with Jenson Button is in the 11th place. He missed out on Q3 by a margin. So just warm up the tyres a bit. We've got +1 fuel. So we're going to try and get as far up as we can at the start and hold them off as usual. So here we go. We are racing in Austria and 7th or 8th race of the season. Coming down into the first corner, it's a bit of a bad start. We've got Raikkonen behind us and we try and squeeze him out, go through the middle, tap the back of Vettel's car there as we come down the outside. Rosberg gets squeezed to the outside, but we come up the hill all 3 wide, and we're coming up now behind Vettel's car, who's leading the Grand Prix at the moment. Rosberg pulls back into 3rd and the Ferraris are close by. We're going to go down the inside of Vettel, braking down heavily and down onto the inside. We make it stick, but then comes Alonso right up the inside out of nowhere and takes the lead of this Grand Prix. So very interesting start at the moment, coming down the hill now. Still lap 1, we've got +2 laps of fuel now, and we're going to try and dive down the inside. Same move as we did on Vettel. Got gravity on our side, because take the inside line. Vettel is really close to the rear of our car, but we make it stick and we've made the pass happen. So we're now running in first place as we come down into the end of lap 1 now. And this car is just squealing as it comes out of that second sector corner there. Nice and smooth out of the second sector, coming into the third now as we go downhill, and you've got the quick right hand corner. A lot of higher downforce corners here. This is why Red Bull loves it so much, probably because their cars obviously are very good in high end downforce, so this probably is a race for them. Coming into lap 2 now, that was a 118 after all the fighting that went on. Went a bit wide there, but still on the track, doesn't count unless all 4 wheels are outside of the white line at the edge of the circuit. Vettel has now taken back 2nd place from Alonso rather, so he's now running in 2nd place, which is a pretty good result considering the bad year that he's had so far. So it's all good, it's all good. But we've got quite a bit of a gap, it's a 1 second lead, but no doubt the AI will catch up. It is of course on legendary mode. We're just going to try and hold them off as much as possible. Just try and drive as clean as we can, and hopefully that will result in some good points. On lap 7 now, we still retain the exact same lead. There's not really much interesting that's happened. Vettel is still in 2nd. The only difference being that Rosberg has made it up to 3rd, while Alonso has just disappeared off the face of the earth. But we're coming in for our pit stop now in lap 7. Got the marshals there with the yellow flag standing by. Vettel comes in with Rosberg and a few other cars. I think there's a Force India there as well. Into the pit stop we go. Put the brand new tyres on, and we are going to be released. No, we're not. Force India goes through, and Vettel's ahead as well. So we miss out few positions because of that pit stop. The forcing obviously going in front of us has made us miss out. So out of the pit box now, taking it easy because this pit exit is atrociously bad. Oh god, see what I mean? Surprised we didn't get a penalty there, to be honest. There's a nice view of the front wing there as you're coming to lap 8 now, and up the hill. Also got 18 laps left, so we're almost halfway through this Grand Prix, just one lap out. Hamilton's behind in 12th. We get DRS because we're close to Vettel, which is a nice feature. Haven't seen that in a while in this series. But Jensen is up ahead. Obviously all the cars in front I'm hoping do have to pit, other than Vettel. Vettel's the only person that's ahead that I know of that we need to pass. I'm also presuming that Hamilton has also pitted, but I'm not sure. Obviously new tyres, got to take it nice and easy for the first few laps. And we can really start to hammer down, fingers crossed anyway. Oh yes, the car nearly went sideways, what a save that was. But coming down into lap 9 now. Looks like Vettel's going to try and make a move on the Toro Rosso, but he screws it up, he's gone slow. We're going to try and come around the inside, and around the inside we do go, just about to squeeze past Vettel, and we're now into 3rd place overall because everyone else has gone back into the pits. Rosberg is in 2nd place still, and there's another car in front of him. Is he going to try and make the move as well? He is, and oh, we had to go to the left there, otherwise we would have made contact with him, so we couldn't have made that stick, which is unfortunate because he's just come out of the pits. So this is going to cause a few problems because I think Vettel is going to, or for Alonso, God's sake, Rosberg, 3rd time lucky. Rosberg is probably going to fly away in that Mercedes now because he is ahead. Obviously they are faster as proved in qualifying, especially through this middle sector. My car's very unstable here being a McLaren, so we've got to be very careful, and it's very twitchy coming out of that 2nd sector, the rear end dancing all over the place. Vettel tries to capitalise, but I defend on the inside. I'm allowed to make one defensive manoeuvre as the rule states, and we just screw up that 3rd sector there. The car really is twitchy on these straights. So Rosberg's obviously going to get DRS as we have just done off his car as well, because that car just went into the pits. So no real advantage there, unfortunately. I don't think that we are actually going to make this stick in terms of getting to 1st place again. We might have to settle for 2nd, but we're going to keep trying anyway, nevertheless. Fingers crossed, lads. Fingers crossed. And there's a huge row of traffic after that bad sector 3 that I did. Obviously it's a backlog now. It's having an effect on everyone else. Trying to preserve our fuel as well for the straights. Through this sector my rear end is very unstable. That's what McLaren have been suffering from this year, is bad downforce. They said that was their #1 issue overall. So I'm not surprised that the car is very unstable through the 2nd sector, as proved just then, because my rear end was just twitching all over the place. And we're really struggling it. Obviously the Red Bull is probably why they're getting such a good result here actually, because Red Bull are fantastic in terms of downforce. So I've got to give them credit where it's due. But the Mercedes is flying away as predicted. Nothing that we can really do here. Obviously saving the fuel to go uphill just to minimise the loss that we have. It needs to do 110.4. Now fastest is a 111.5, so we're 1 second off the pace. Jesus. And up the hill we go. We're going to skip to lap 15, which is what we're on now, and Vettel is still behind with Rosberg still ahead. Nothing's really changed, although Hamilton has now made it up to 4th place, so there's a bit of change in the order there. The 2 Ferraris have fallen back, and we've been able to make a gap in between me, Vettel, Hamilton and the rest of the pack, so everyone else is falling back. Our best lap has improved to 111.25, but not by much, to be honest. So I mean, our target is still to come 2nd place, so bloody brilliant as far as I'm concerned. Especially since we're in this McLaren. It's not exactly the fastest car of this season, and it's nice to know that the cars, not all the cars are clumped up together and right on my arse, because that shows that we are competitive here, at least in some respects. I think the only cars that would be faster considerably would be Vettel's Red Bull and Hamilton's Mercedes. But coming down the hill there, it's a lovely camera angle, fighting through the 2nd sector, just trying to keep this car stable. Nice and neat through there that time. and the same through the next left kink that we have. It's a lovely track, nice and flowing, but I just wish I had that bit more downforce to keep this car stable. But we've got 2 laps left now. Lap 16 out of 18. I'm considerably faster through that last corner though, which is nice because that means it's easy to defend, because that's the DRS zone, of course. So we've now reached optimal fuel, so we really have capitalised every single bit of fuel that we can out of this drive at the moment. So we're going to have to watch that very closely. Lap 17, we're almost at the end, not long to go. Just got to hold on, not make any big mistakes, and then we will get a lot of points for this. Back into standard mode now. Ooh, almost there. Left hand tyre seized a bit, tried to skid away to the right there, but was able to counter it just in time. It's been a really interesting, well, it's not been the most interesting race. Obviously I've had battles up and down the field in these kind of games. I don't really think this is the kind of game where it's a bit like Formula 1 in real life, I guess. Like, overtaking is a rare thing. As an individual, that is. So, not really expecting much there. Got a nice back camera angle there of the rest of the field, struggling to keep up. I mean, we've got quite a nice gap. The only person that's actually competitive now is Vettel. Hamilton's just fallen off the cliff. He's 1 second behind Vettel, so unless he made a mistake or his tyres have given up, one of the two. But now we're into the last lap now. Rosberg's obviously got this in the bag. He's nowhere to be seen. He's just coming out of the next corner there onto the next DRS zone. So there's no way in hell that we're going to be able to catch that. And Vettel comes down on the inside after we screw up our braking point, after we get a bit of lag. I'm not sure if you guys saw that, but we got major lag on that last lap. That really has screwed us up. And Hamilton takes third rather. Hamilton's taken third. He's trying to come down on the inside of me. And no, sorry, this is getting a bit close. Now my tyres are starting to skid all over the place as we come into the second sector. Vettel has retaken third from Hamilton after he tried to take over myself. So, bloody hell, it's all happening on the last lap now. Down into the last time, into this horrible, well, it's a lovely bit of track, but not for my car here. And into the third sector now for the final tire. Nico Rosberg takes home the victory in first place. And we are not even that far behind, maybe 10 seconds if not more, as we come down to the long straight and take second place in Austria, and it's ours in the bag. That is 15 points to put towards the McLaren Championship. So let's have a look at the results of the race itself. Nico Rosberg obviously takes first with us in second. What a brilliant finish with Sebastian Vettel and Lewis Hamilton fighting it over, all for second place. Kimi Raikkonen comes fifth with Daniel Ricciardo in sixth, with Fernando Alonso in seventh. Hulkenberg is in eighth with Sergio Perez in ninth. John Brown comes 10th in his Toro Rosso, with Pastor Maldonado coming 11th, so good result for him. Gutierrez in the Sauber in 12th, with Jenson Button in 13th. Daniel Kvyat in 14th, with Grosjean in the other Lotus in 15th, bad result for him. Felipe Massa in the Williams, what happened, in 16th, with Adrian Settio in the Sauber in 17th, with the two K-teams of Kimi Kobayashi and Marcus Ericsson in 18th and 19th, and the rest of the field we don't really worry about. But in terms of the Drivers' Championship, we are third place overall. Sebastian's leading with 126 points, with just Lewis Hamilton, or 124 points rather, with Lewis Hamilton 4 points behind with 120. We are on 99. Our teammate Jenson Button's in 11th, and pretty much Nico Rosberg is 95, so he's really close behind us as well. Same with Daniel Ricciardo, he's exactly the same points, so it's a tie there. In terms of the Caprins and the Marushas, there's not really much going on there. They're just 1 for 1. Max Chilton's in last place, so that's kind of boring as well. So let's have a look at the Constructors' Championship. Red Bull are leading with 219 points, with Mercedes Petronas with 215 close behind. We are way out of the league of winning this championship with 124 points overall, and Ferrari are 121. So our main rivals are Ferrari at the moment. Next one down are Williams Racing with 67 points and Force India with 53, and the Saubers and the rest aren't really competitive at all. So thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy it, then please leave a like, subscribe and leave a comment. I'm sorry it's taken so long to get this episode out, but work and whatnot, and real life stuff does come into it. So I hope you did enjoy, and I'll see you next for the next episode.